Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our class this year. I'm just going to do a quick update. Sorry, I'm moving the camera here a little bit. For week two and perhaps a little bit for week three. But first, I welcome all of you to class. There's about 40 of us in this class this year, and so it'll be busy. We'll be divided into groups. In week two, we do that. I'll talk about that in just a minute. But I just welcome you and look forward to getting to know each of you a little bit better. A couple of just counsels I would give you is this is a difficult class, so you need to kind of stay on top of it. It's not one where you can wait till the Saturday night to hurry up and finish your assignments. Many of the weeks we have case assignments, and so you're either working individually or you're working with groups. In some cases, both during the week to accomplish your assignments. There are quizzes that you can do that you need to prepare for, but don't let time be the devil in the details here. So try and stay on top of things. I've had students tell me in the past that they have tried to take a little chunk out each day, each week, read the cases, highlight them, read the questions for the case, highlight the questions. Most of these answers come via essays that you are required to do. And they're not necessarily yes and no sort of questions. They require some analysis, and it's really the analysis that we grade, that we're concerned about you doing well at. Sometimes the answers are off just a little bit, and that's okay as long as your analysis, your thinking process is viable. I will try and meet with you every couple of weeks. 2 or 3 weeks in your groups, but you record all of your meetings via Zoom, and so when your groups meet, generally you have a team leader for that week. You may assign somebody for the next week and so on, who really coordinates the discussion and takes charge of spiritual thought or prayer or asking questions and making sure that you're asking all the right questions and recording them, having a good discussion. These meetings are graded, so if you don't participate in them, you don't get a participation grade. And if you're not part of the group for that week, you don't get a group grade. So it's not something where you can mail it in. So I look at them, I review them, I observe the dynamic that's going on in your group and trying to assist the best I can. But you will be graded on those. In week two, there's a sign up, and you will be able to sign up for various days and times during the week that you can meet. These first 2 weeks, I've actually assigned you groups, but now going forward, you will need to assign yourself to a time. And there's a Google Doc in week two, you'll see it in there, that you can decide when you can meet. A few of you I've noticed have given me a first and a second preference, and that's okay. I don't mind you doing that. But if you know there's a certain day and a time that you can only meet, then just put your name on that, and you don't have to give me a second or third preference. If you do, and the groups get too big or too small, then I may move you around based on your second preference, so just be aware of that. Let's see. I try and send out each week a spreadsheet that myself and Brother Gilbranson and Sister Jennifer McGill, sorry I lost her name there for a minute, who is our course lead. And over the past 5, 6, 7 semesters, we've sort of handed that off to the students to do, but now we've gone ahead and created the spreadsheets because it's sometimes intimidating to have to create a spreadsheet to do the analysis to answer your questions. So I will send you one at the beginning of each week. For example, when I post this particular video, I will also post an email or an announcement that has the links to the spreadsheets, and you should feel free to use those. Speaking of that, you should check your announcements really every week. There very rarely a week that goes by that I don't make an announcement that's really pretty critical for the class, and as well as emails, so you should be checking both of them. I use email for feedback and follow-up, and you're welcome to email me. Many of you have already, asking a question about this or that. And so I'm always happy to respond. I mean, I just teach this one class, and so I have other business interests that keep me away from you from time to time, and so I generally am available in the morning or late at night to get a hold of me. Let's see. In terms of deadlines, there you can click on the academic deadline sheet. It looks something like this. And there are certain milestones that you're going to need to be aware of. For example, on January 12th, which is the end of this week, you will need to decide whether to drop, if you are thinking about dropping this class, for full refund. Now, there's other dates that you can drop for a discounted amount, but just be aware. And it would be good actually to go on to download that and review the critical dates. There's some vacation days in there and so forth, holidays. So just a last thought, and then again, you're welcome to send me notes back if you have questions. The cases are going to ask you to do what's called a case-based essay format in writing. And I want to have a discussion with you about that the first time I meet with you. The case that's in week 3 is a case-based essay format, and it's one of the hardest cases in the class. In fact, I've had students tell me, and I've read them all as well, that it's the second hardest case for the year, besides the final. And so be aware that it's not, you won't be able to just glance through it and come up with the answers to the questions. You're going to have to do some analysis. It's going to take time. And so be aware of that. And I think that's about it for this beginning of the second week. And again, if you have questions, if you have concerns, if you have issues, please let me know. The school is pretty vigilant about not letting late work in for credit. So we try and follow the school's guidelines. I do recognize that there are unusual circumstances that occur out there, and if there are, just let me know and we can try and work through things. But I've heard all of the excuses already. Let me just say that. And students are pretty creative at what they come up with. But if it's really valid, I'm happy to chat with you. I wish you well. I hope that you keep Heavenly Father in your groups, that you're able to ask Him and be worthy of receiving the blessings that will get you in excellent condition for the year. There are 1,100 points, plus or minus, for this course. So if you miss 1 or 2 or 5, it's not catastrophic. So just be aware of that. All right, take care. I'll talk to you soon.